Good morning, OTG UK. I hope everyone is well. Happy Thursday. How quick is this week going? I'm absolutely loving these morning lives that we have set up. I'm just going to give it a few minutes just to make sure we have some people jumping on and everyone's seeing the notification that I'm live. If you are listening in, let us know in the comments below where you are listening in from. I am so excited to be part of this leadership group and Run to Ruby that we have going at the moment, and I hope it is going to impact so many people over the next 2 weeks listening to these 10 a.m. lives. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Emma Carpenter Salter. I have been with Nu Skin now for 13 years. That is absolutely crazy. I say 12 because I've actually worked the business seriously for 12 years. So I signed up 13 years ago to Nu Skin in 2013. At the time, I'd had a very, what I would call toxic 20s, and felt like I was on this hamster wheel. So I don't know if anyone will relate to this morning. So I was in a situation where I had moved back in with my mum and dad. I was sleeping on a mattress on their spare room floor. I had no money and I was not enjoying what I was doing for a career. I was single, and in my late 20s, all of my friends had settled down, and I kind of thought that I wasn't progressing in a way that I should be. In my late 20s, I had no money, I was single, and I wasn't enjoying what I was doing. Everyone else around me seemed to have their careers nailed down. They were in relationships, they had money, they were buying houses or renting houses, some starting families, and I was just like, what is going wrong for me? To put it in a nutshell. And at the back end of 2012, I kind of came to the realization that enough was enough. Nobody was coming to save me, and that if I wanted to change my life, it was down to me. And I'm probably one of the only people that I know that actually started on their mindset journey prior to being in Nu Skin. So I'd already made my vision board and I was already reading mindset books. So that was the back end of 2012, early start of 2013. And then 2013, I got a call from my now mentor. I had already said no to Nu Skin around 10 times. Not sure why now, why I'd said no so many times, but it was time for me to make a change with my life, and sometimes timing is everything, and I knew that. So I decided to take a look at Nu Skin in a proper way. And I also met my now partner Alex a couple of days after joining Nu Skin as well. So that was 2013. So sometimes the power of getting your mindset right and the vision boards can start really, really quick. Because 6 weeks prior, I was in a very negative mindset. And then all of a sudden I did my vision board, started working on my mindset. And then Alex came into my life and Nu Skin a couple of days apart. But anyway, so my first year in Nu Skin, I was very in and out, very inconsistent, would be very excited for a couple of days, then have a couple of weeks off, and then do some demos, and then have some more time off, and then start talking to people, have more time off. And this business doesn't work in that way. I'm here to tell you that this morning, very honestly. It only works with consistency. And at the end of 2013, I went to my mentor and was like, I'm going to quit. I can't do Nu Skin. It's not for me. I don't understand how people are being successful. And she said to me, that's fine. If you want to leave, that's entirely up to you. However, we have a big event, and this was the start of January 2014. We have a big event. You've not been to an event. You're not listening to any trainings, which is so true. I hadn't done any of the things that the people in leadership positions were doing and saying that you should do. If you're going to be coachable, you go and learn from the people that had success. Success leaves clues, and often that's at events, and that's where you're going to learn it. And so I went January 2014. It was on a weekend where I was moving into my first house with my now husband Alex. At the time, he was very negative on Nu Skin, didn't know why I was doing it, wanted me to stay focused on the business that I already had. But something in the back of my mind was like, if I quit Nu Skin, what am I going to do? I'm just going to be looking for the next thing that's going to change my life. I wasn't enjoying my business. We still didn't have very much money. And I was looking into my future thinking, how would what I'm doing work around a family? Because we were starting to talk about having a baby, and it wouldn't have done. I wouldn't have seen our children if I'd continued with the business that I had. Alex was also outgrowing his business, so I had an option to, you know, never fulfill my dreams when it comes to like myself in a business sense, earning money and having all the things that I want, and being at home, you know, raising our family, which would have been amazing, but deep down I have a lot of goals myself that I want to achieve. Or, you know, I could have carried on doing what I was doing and I'd have had no time. So I was very much of the mindset that I don't believe that women have to choose between, or parents have to choose between being at home and not having a career. I believe that you can have both, and Nu Skin is a vehicle that gives you that. So fast forward to now, we now have 3 amazing children, and I've been at home every single day with them to raise them, alongside scaling my Nu Skin business. Within a year of making that decision, that I was really going to go for it with Nu Skin, January 2014. Within a year, I was able to let my business go and really focus on Nu Skin. And 6 months later, I hit Blue Diamond, the top end of our compensation plan. And that is purely through the work that it takes, consistency, and also having a big belief in my own mindset that I can achieve what I put my actions and my time and my mind and belief to. So not only that, my husband has been able to be a stay-at-home dad with our children for the last 9 years, which has been absolutely incredible. He now does Nu Skin as well, and for me, just being part of this leadership group is so special, because I know that we can help so many people over the next 90 days run to Ruby and really lay those strong, solid foundations in their Nu Skin business. So I think, and I believe truly, that there is nothing more powerful than taking action coupled with your mindset. And if I'm looking down, it's because I don't want to forget anything this morning that I've written down for you. So what I'm going to speak about this morning is really how to adapt a leadership mindset, but in simple, doable actions that anybody can do regardless of their time. So lots of the things that I'm going to give you to do today, or suggestions that you could do to implement on your mindset, are maybe like 30-second, 1-minute activities, but they are so powerful. Once you build them up over time, you have a compound effect. Like you do with your business and your business actions, you start to have a compound effect. It's exactly the same with your mindset. And as I said, there's nothing more powerful, in my opinion, of the two coupled together. So why are we working on your mindset? And I'm really speaking out to anybody that's new here, that's maybe not worked on their mindset before, or if you've been in the business a while and you need a little reminder as why you should be implementing these mindset habits to your daily actions, is because our business is often not very understood. And like I said in the beginning, Alex was very negative on what I was doing. He didn't understand the industry. He didn't understand network marketing. He didn't understand how much of a big business Nu Skin is, and how many hugely, wildly successful people that there are, and how much there of a big corporate side, and, you know, all the head office and all the different things, and how professional it is. He didn't understand the business concept, and it took time for him to see me doing the business and getting on a success trip to see that side of things. But you will have people, it's very normal for people to have a misconception of what Nu Skin is. It's very normal. You will hear the word no lots, and please get used to it and see it as a positive. We will hear the word no. We've been conditioned to believe the word no is a negative word. Put a spin on it and put it as you need to get those good strong no's, those no's to get those good strong yeses, and have those people come into your business. Every time that you get a no, you've practiced how to speak to somebody, how to overcome objections. And remember, for me, I'd said no a good 8 to 10 times before I joined the business. Sometimes it's not the right time for the other person, and you have to hear that no from them for them then to come back to you and say, yes, actually now is the right time. So never discount a no. A no is normally because someone doesn't understand what you've approached them for, or it's simply not the right time. And if anyone is ever rude to you in the way that they say no, they're not the person that you want in the business anyway with you, quite frankly. You are going to have naysayers around you. So the people that you know, you might do a vision board and you might have your goals and dreams. They'll ask you why that you're doing Nu Skin, and you'll say to them, you know, I see myself going X, Y, and Z with Nu Skin. This is the future that I want. I see that this is the business model that's going to give me that. And a lot of people around you, because they aren't brave enough to chase their own goals and dreams, and they're happy just sitting, watching other people do things, but will have a negative opinion on what you're doing because they're not brave enough to go and do something to change their own lives. These are people that we will have around us all the time. And you might have somebody like I did that is close to you, that is still erring on the side of negativity about what you're doing. And so this is why it's so important every single day that we implement mindset actions to really help you with your business. So I have got some different tasks that you can do to keep yourself at a frequency that is going to keep your mindset positive throughout. So these are the kind of mindset tips that I implemented in my Run to Ruby that I still do now. I've developed further, and sometimes, you know, I think that we can look at people that are in a leadership position in a business or successful in life in general and think, well, it's okay for them because, you know, they're already there. But everybody in the background are building their whatever business it is in their Nu Skin business. They have life going on in the background. That is normal. We have life going on. So I still very much, yes, I have my successful Nu Skin business, but I have life going on in the background, and that's why I still work on my mindset. Your mind and your brain is your biggest muscle, and it is one that continually needs working on. So it's like if you go to the gym, you're working on getting your abs or whatever, you don't then stop going to the gym because you've got abs, because you will lose them. So it's the same as your mindset. You don't work on your mindset for 2 weeks and think, I've got a positive mindset, I don't need to work on it again. It is continual progression to keep progressing to be that 1% better every single day. And working on your mindset every single day and becoming 1% better has the knock-on effect to how you are in your business, but I truly believe in how you are in life, how you are with your health, with your family, with your friendships, with whatever it is. Your mindset plays such a pivotal role. So as I said, these are the actions that I did in my Run to Ruby. And number one, it would be, how can you take a level of action every single day that with your mindset that keeps you at a level frequency? And what I mean by that is that we can often, I'm just thinking of how to explain this in the best way. We can often, with our business, you know, you get some customers, you've sold a Prism, you've got somebody on a subscription, you've signed some people up, and you're up here and you're like buzzing. And then a few weeks later, you're maybe not getting the responses that you think that you should be getting from the actions that you're taking, the message that you're giving out, and you're down here. And then the next week you're up here, and then you're down here again. And it's like an absolute roller coaster. I have seen so many people dip in and out of the business because they cannot keep their mindset on this level frequency of just every single day. Like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you've had somebody that signed up, great. Don't assume that they are going to be your next superstar. Hopefully they will be, and you know, keep taking them through the actions, but you need to carry on sending your messages each day so you've got a constant flow of new people that are going to be your superstars. Because if we put all our eggs in one basket and that doesn't pay off, you're going to be down here with your mindset again. So how can we keep ourselves on a really keeping the calm through the chaos is how I'm going to explain it, because when you're building a business, it can feel very chaotic. You've got a lot of people coming in, a lot of people to follow up with, you're concentrating on your sales and all your different actions and things, you've got people to help. But how can we keep that level of calm for you through the chaos of your business? And I'm going to take you through some actions that I think will help be able to keep you more calm and grounded through the chaos of building your business that I have implemented. So, have you got your to-do list? This is going to be something that's going to help keep you very intentional. So every single night before I go to bed, it's a 1-minute task. Remember, I said I'm always going to give you simple, easy, actionable tasks that don't take hardly any time, so you can fit everything in that I'm saying within a short amount of time. So have you got your to-do list? If you are somebody with children and with a family, this is very, very important. So you're going to have your family to-do list and your business to-do list, and you're going to write your top few things, 3 to 5 things down that you need to action each day, and you are going to do them intentionally, so you know you've ticked off the things that are going to keep your family happy, because quite often the two transfer over to one another. If our family's happy, we're happy. That's where we have our good vibes. What we give out attracts back. So this is why we're keeping, you know, our family happy as well while we're building the business. Quite often, I've done it myself, we can go all in with our business and it's just carnage at home, and it just doesn't make you feel good. I've done it so many times myself, and this is why I'm telling you this works, getting these to-do lists done. So getting your to-do list done, and what I mean by your top task is what's going to be your top things you need to get done the next day to keep your family happy. That might be you need to go and bung a load of washing, and you need to order some stuff off of Amazon because you need different things. You need to get your food shop done. Whatever it is, get it done. And then what are your intentional habits for your business? So number one, it should always be your reach outs. You're going to get your reach outs done. When are you going to get them done? Who are you reaching out to? In what time? Are you doing a power hour? Are you doing 15-minute blocks? What are you doing? Is your diary scheduled out? You're going in for your reach outs first, because that is your volume producing activities. You need your constant flow of people, and you're going to do your follow-ups. Whatever else you're going to fit in your hour will depend where you're at in your business. Quite often we can go in with first, I'm going to check in with the team first and make sure they're okay. Such an important thing to do. However, you can spend your whole hour chatting to people then, and actually at the end of the day you think you've been really busy with your business, but you have done nothing that's going to keep a constant flow of people coming into your personal business. So it's so important that we're being really intentional with our time. So we often say that we've got no time, but how are we being intentional with that time that we've got? And that's why I want you to look at your diary when you're doing your to-do list, thinking, when am I doing at least 1 hour a day of my Nu Skin business the following day? Is it in a block? Is it in 4 15-minute blocks? It doesn't matter as long as you know what you're doing in that 1 hour. It doesn't matter as long as you're intentional and you are ticking off those things that are on your to-do list that are vital for you to do to keep your business moving forward. Right, so time blocking your day out, really important, so you know where you are with your time. And then I just written this down because I'd said this at the Milton Keynes event, and I had quite a few comments on this quote that I gave out. An hour spent taking action is far more valuable than 24 hours thinking about it. So quite often we can go into procrastination mode. This is why these to-do lists are so important. And then we're thinking for that whole hour, what shall I do in my business? Who shall I message? Who am I, am I picking up the phone? Am I going out walking or talking? Am I messaging through social media? You have to know what you're doing before you pick up your phone, before you go and take that hour's business action, because you're going to waste half of it thinking about what you're doing otherwise. So listen to something positive whenever you can habit stack. So it might be while you're in the car on the way back from the school run, while you're on the way to work, while you're exercising. Whenever you can pump your mind with positivity, take that time and to do it. You can't have too much positivity flowing in here. And a little trick that I always had was a book. I always had a book with me. I posted about this on social media again the other day because it's still something I do. So I had a book with me, and if anybody said anything that was negative about my dreams, my goals, my business, if I had somebody said no and it affected me, I would pick up the book, open it at any random page, read the page, quick 20 seconds, and it lifted my mindset back up. Or quickly flick on a 2-minute YouTube motivational video. It will help raise your vibe back up, because remember, your vibe is always attracting your tribe in. Whatever you give out is what you're going to reflect back. That is why we are keeping our mindset up there all the time, and that is what we're aiming to always keep it full of positivity. And also, just to go back to the time blocking, just time blocking out some family time as well. So important. I think quite often we can we just want to get back to our messages, don't we? We want, somebody's said yes, or they want a link, or you think you've got the sale, or whatever it is, and you want to get back to somebody straight away. But if you've said you're going to play with your child, put your phone down. If you've said you're going to watch something for an hour with your partner on TV, do it. Put your phone down and get back to the message in half an hour, an hour's time. It doesn't need to be done there and then. I know that when you're building your business, you're so keen for that next sign up and so keen for that next sale. But if you've said to your children, you're going to play for half an hour, do it, put the phone down, block out that time and just pick your phone up later. And that's something that I've had to learn so many times, that it is so, so crucial to do. So visual anchors of your dreams. So have you got a vision board? When I was working towards Ruby, I had my vision board. Obviously I had my vision board before I came into Nu Skin. Your vision board always changes. If you have children that are old enough, bring them in on it. They love it. And you know what? It helps for them to really understand. Sometimes mummy or daddy are going to need to be on their phone and they're doing work. And this is why, because this is the goals and dreams as a family that we have. And so this is, they will understand. Sometimes mummy or daddy are going to have to go out to a fast start training on a Saturday, and yes, you know, a Saturday it might not be the most ideal time to do, but that's where you're going to learn. That's where you're going to fill your mindset cup back up. You're going to learn from the top leaders that have already walked the walk. They have what you want in your life. You need to go and learn from them. So yes, sometimes you might occasionally have to go on a Saturday to a day's event. You're going to be surrounded by the goal setters, the dreamers. You are going to come back so motivated, so inspired. So what you take from that and fill your cup is what's going to drive your business forward. Those actions that you learn from people that have had success in the business is, you know, probably what you would take 3 to 6 months learning out doing it yourself, but you're going to go and get that information and that knowledge. So yes, sometimes you're going to need to give up a Saturday, but you can explain to your children why if you've brought them in on the goal and the dream. And on that note, Fast Start Training, 7th of March, 4 locations around the UK. Make sure you have your ticket booked, because they are going to be gold standard Fast Start trainings from the leaders that have done it. They've walked the walk, they have the success, and they're going to share everything with you. So make sure you get your tickets booked. Just wanted to drop that in as a little reminder. So when I was running to Ruby, I had my vision board. I had a ruby coloured dress. I knew I was going to be on stage. I wanted my dress. I had a ruby coloured dress. It was hung on the back of the door in the room where I was doing my work, so I could always look at it and visually anchor myself back to my goal and dream. Because you, as I said, you're going to hear the word no. You're going to hear the different dream stealers around you. You're going to have those days where it feels harder than others. It's a business, you know, has those challenges, but in those peaks where you're learning, you're having those challenges, it's where you're learning how to be a better leader. It's how you're learning how to coach and mentor people. It's how you're learning how to have resilience and overcome things that you're going to pass on to your children even. So have those visual anchors. So for me, I'm a very visual person, so having a vision board was very important. Having the ruby dress, I had a song that kept me upbeat every time I you know, had those moments of doubt in myself, because we all have them. It doesn't matter how much you're working on your mindset. We will all have those moments where we're like, oh my gosh, this, you know, isn't the straight journey to success that I thought it was going to be. It's like a bit of a roller coaster and a loop the loop. I had a song that I would put on, it would make me feel good. I used to visualize myself walking across stage to it. And I know that people that are listening into this have maybe even got their suitcase next to their ruby dress, so they can imagine themselves packing for that trip to Utah or to wherever the success trip is. Tell everybody what your intention is with getting to Ruby, about getting on a trip. And when people ask you how your business is going, it's amazing, because it is, because everything that you're learning, even if it doesn't feel amazing every single day, everything that you're learning is compounding and impacting. So the efforts that you put in today are what are going to show up 6 months, 12 months down the line. This isn't something that you do and tomorrow you have success. This is a 5-year plan to reach really the top end of the compensation plan and to give you all the things that you want that's on that vision board. Once I get onto this topic, by the way, I could just talk and talk. So I am going to quickly go on to also a few other things. So having your visual anchors and really time scheduling, so you keep your calm in your mindset throughout the chaos. But how you start your day really matters, and how you end your day. So starting with your day with how you speak to yourself. So your affirmations and the word I am is so, so powerful. The word I am is the most powerful couple of words in the dictionary, in my opinion, because what you put out about how you speak to yourself is in here all the time. And this is something that I do with my children all the time as well. And you know what, these mindset habits, they won't just impact, as I said, your Nu Skin business, it will be all the people around you as well. So how you start your day really matters, how you speak to yourself. So your affirmations, again, 30-second task. You can write them down, you can say them in your head. They could be the same ones every day. They don't need to be. It could be what pops into your mind. So I am a great parent. I am attracting self-motivated business partners into my business. I am calm. I am grounded. I am an amazing person. I am healthy. I am a confident speaker. Whatever it is you want to be, start talking to yourself like you already have it and you already are it, and then just show up as that person every single day and be that 1% better. Is your goal written down? Statistically, it is proven, I can't remember the exact stat, I will put it in here afterwards, that you are so much more likely to achieve your goal if you have it written down. Do you have your definite main purpose statement about where you want to be in a year's time, in your personal life, in your Nu Skin business and everything else, what you want to achieve? If you don't have that and you want the template, let me know, I can get it on here for you. Spending 30 seconds visualizing, walking across stage as a Ruby, being on the trip, where you want to be in your life. It's another 30-second habit. So 30 seconds to do your affirmations, 30 seconds to visualize, 1 minute to read out your definite main purpose statement, and then do one task in the morning that sets your tone for your day. The easiest one, make your bed. Sounds silly. Again, there is a stat behind it. People that make their beds in the morning are proven to be more successful than people that don't. Why? Because you are mentally ticking off something positive in your mind that you have achieved. It means that you can go on and achieve other things throughout your day. And how horrible is it when you go back to bed later and it's not made? So also for that reason, you will thank yourself later in the day. And then how you end your day really matters as well. So for me, I end my day with gratitude. Again, this could be written down or it could be in your mind. What are you grateful for at the end of the day? Write 3 things down every single day that you are grateful for before you go to bed. If you are struggling to think of 3 things to be grateful for in your life, you need to write down 10, because you are not on that gratitude frequency. And everybody, regardless of their circumstances, even when I was in my 20s, on a mattress on my mum and dad's floor with no money, once I understood the power of gratitude is when everything changed for me, because I understood that even though in some ways I thought my life was so bad at the time, I had still so much to be grateful for, even if it was just a roof over my head, fresh drinking water, my eyesight, the ability to get out of bed in the morning. Everybody has something to be grateful for. And again, it's a 1-minute task. So if you did everything on this list that I'm giving you, the visualizations, the affirmations, the time blocking your diary, the doing your to-do list, doing a little bit of journaling, which I'm going to go on to next, 15 minutes is all you'd be doing a day. 15 minutes to keep your mindset pumped with positivity. And finally, the final thing that I've put down is journaling. It's something that's been really powerful for me. So if you have had a day that's not gone to plan, or you've got something that is playing on your mind that's not positive, get it down on a piece of paper. It will take you 30 seconds, a minute, even if it's 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. Get it down. I'm a real fan, and lots of my team will know I'm a huge fan of then getting that piece of paper and going to burn it. It's called a letter burn. You don't have to be so extreme, but it's better out of your mind and on a page than in, and just acknowledge it and let it go. It's a really important technique that I have developed over the last 10 years, that sometimes we can keep overthinking things, and sometimes we just need to get them out of our minds on a page and let it go and move on. And you know what? Everybody at some point in this business is going to have a day that doesn't go to plan. Everyone's going to have their challenges. That is part of life, that's part of business, but it is whether you are going to sit and dwell in those feelings or whether you are going to acknowledge them and move on. I can see him at 10:30. I've taken 30 minutes of your time. Hopefully I will get a chance to deep dive into some of this in a more in a deeper way in future, but I hope that you will take these tips over the next 90 days as well as your business actions and do the 2 and 2 to drive yourself to Ruby. And I'm looking forward to celebrating so many of you as Ruby at our next event. So thank you, have a good rest of the week, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's 10 a.m. call with our next leader. Thank you so much.